Good day, everyone. This chapter is all about Reyna shares something interesting info. James struggles with a project, and Chris brats with the big news. What news will it be? Let's play to find out. Welcome to the Sophomore Book 1, Chapter 13, Kauda No. You out the know. You wake up the morning after the party. Your head still spinning from Becca and Madison's argument the night before. What a night! Your clock says it's 7 a.m., so you roll over to go back to sleep, only to hear a rustling noise somewhere outside the house. You try to ignore it, but it only grows louder. What is that? You sit up in bed, straining to hear. After a moment, you hear it again. You move to peer through your window, but you don't see anything out of the ordinary. Maybe it's the other side of the house. After everything that happened with Sebastian and the sorority, I won't be surprised if someone's trying to mess with us. Rising quickly, you wander down the hall, but the living room is empty. I guess everyone is still asleep. The rustling sound starts again. It seems to be coming from outside the front door. I think there's someone out there. I should sneak on them or confront them head out. Check first. You grab a rolling pin from the kitchen and steel yourself. Okay, Stephanie, today is not the day that you die. You slip out the back door, then creep around the side of the house. Squatting down into the bushes, you peer through the foliage and spot. Hey! Reyna! Stephanie, what are you doing here? You know, I live here. What are you doing here? Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't think anyone would be awake at this hour, otherwise I would have rang the doorbell or something. Are you baking? You gesture at the rolling pin in your hand. No? Never mind. Let's go back to why you're snooping around our place. I'm doing a research for an article. It's not an article on me and my housemate, is it? No. Okay, I should explain before I start sounding too creepy. You probably noticed that there's an effort to turn this area into a strip mall. She gestures down the block where the land beyond the sidewalk has been raised to dirt patches. These are few signs showing a proposed development plan headed simply by a logo that says D&D. DDD, that's hilarious. How I worried about this? Should I worried about this? Yes. I hadn't really been paying much before, but no one of these signs is right across the street. It's kind of intimidating. This used to be the whole neighborhood until someone bought all the others' homes and sworn them down. So that's what happened. I did wonder why we were only the house on the block. And that's where the things get interesting. The late Professor Vasquez was only homeowner who refused to sell. It put halt to the development initiative for a while. After passed away, it seems like the government would get their way after all. But then you guys moved into his house. Us meddling kids, huh? Something like that. I'm actually surprised they haven't contacted you about selling. That's probably because Gabrielle owns the place, and we just rent it from her. But that does explain why you're snooping around in my yard. Why are you so invested in this story? Well, this house is the last thing keeping the remnants of the neighborhood from being replaced by a mall. I want to get more tangible sense of the place for my article. What is look like the natural condition? Reyna, you could have just asked to come over and hang out for a bit. Oh, I don't know. I guess I thought to be imposing. Not at all. And all it's a lot better than creeping around in pushing and freaking me out. Fair enough. Reyna turns back to the surrounding rubbles and such. They used to be a cool neighborhood for students who wanted cheap housing, and other residents were super friendly. But now, with the fact that everyone was basically forced to leave because of this development project, this place is going to be completely gentrified. It's not right. That's really awful. I had no idea about any of this. I feel like it's just happened, and no one's talking about it. That's why I'm trying to shine a light on things with this article. That sounds like a great idea. People at Harvard should know what's going on in the surrounding communities too. I agree, 100%, but it's not even relevant to the school, so Jane is only giving it a small space in the back page. What? This is extremely irrelevant. It means maybe I'm biased because I live here, but it seems like an important issue. Maybe if I write a compelling enough piece, I'll be able to convince James to move it up in a few pages. Yeah, sure. I'll talk to James and convince him to give you a spot. Whoa. You would do that for me? But I thought you were writing the next front page story, and you won't mess with the current layout. Reyna, this is an important story, and it should get coverage it deserves. You feel more confident about the positioning of the paper. My scholarship article will still be there. It's not a big deal. I really appreciate this, Stephanie. Thank you so much. Don't mention it. You're welcome to keep looking around the house. Just don't sneak in. It makes sense. You as it makes you seem suspect. That's okay. I think I've seen all I need to see. I'll get out of your hair. She starts to leave, but then turns back to you. I just hope this will benefit you as well. From what I've learned about this development project, I'm worried about the fate of your house. Are you saying we might end up homeless? Or face to face with this DMV? How much to face? Well, they seem pretty determined to finish raising the neighborhood to the ground, and you're only the house stopping them. Let them show on our doorstep, and I'm ready to fight. I can't believe they wanted to destroy our house. All that's left of this neighborhood to put up a mall. I'm not just going to stand by and let that happen. You protected your house at all cost. I'm not sure why the homeowners would let them be bullied out of their communities rather than fight back. But if there's enough support to preserve the last relic of what this neighborhood once was, maybe we'll be able to stop things before it's too late. I'll let you know if I'll find out more anything useful. I'll really appreciate that. And hey, thanks for looking out for us. We can save this house. I really hope so. Maybe my article will make people aware of what's happening. Yeah, it's important. Imagine that's the last house being not be able to transform into a strip mall. I'll do my best to get the word out. After all the work that I went through moving in this house, I'm not going to just let them force me out. Besides, this is the one last piece of Professor's boxes that I have left. I'm glad you care so much. If we find other people who are half as dedicated as you, then I'm sure we'll have fighting chances. She gives you a wave goodbye before heading off down the street. Back inside, you text James and agree to meet in the library. Then you look in your closet, getting before heading out. What would be my outfit today? Nah. You find James at his usual table, his forehead resting on top of his closed laptop. That still sure looks uncomfortable. Have you tried one of the down feathers? He looks up at the sound of the voice and gives you a tired smile.
Huh, huh. I'm certainly not great, but it's all I've got right now.
You take the seat beside him and look worriedly at the clutter at the table. Snacks, wrappers, and empty soda cans are scattered around the books and loose sheets of paper. Don't tell me you spent the night here or you had breakfast here. Yeah. James looks around at the mess and awkwardly gathers up to the empty wrappers and cans.
Huh, that I won't tell you.
James, did you come here right after the party?
Don't worry, Stephanie. I had an idea for the newspaper and the library was close by. I just lost track of time, is all. But more importantly, what are you doing up so early on a Saturday? I figured you'll be sleeping late after last night's festivities.
You tell me about Reyna's appearing outside your house and her interest in the development project happening in your neighborhood. This is really important to her and the community in general. James, I like to give up my spot to her.
But I reserved that spot for your uncle today.
I know, but I'm positive about this. What she's working on affects more people than Second Chance Cultures does. And besides, there's still plenty of room in the issue for my article.
All right, I see what you say. I'll let Reyna know what I'm giving her the front page. I can't believe Reyna's working on weekends now.
James, you're working on the weekend too, or both of you need to relax.
I take second.
I'm serious. The two of you are going to burn yourselves out.
You're right, and that would be bad news for the newspaper. Bad news?
I meant because you're both human beings and not robots, and your health is important. James, are you sure you're not overworking yourself?
Don't worry, Stephanie. Overnight in the library aren't a common occurrence for me. But as for Reyna, up at the crack of dawn, snooping around neighborhoods, I wasn't aware that she took her commitment to the paper so far.
Do you think you should thank her for the extra effort? Or you should tell her to take a break? Or maybe it's not about the paper.
Jane's eyes widened. Did she tell you this, or
I'm glaringly obvious, so if you haven't made a move yet, there shouldn't be anything stopping you anymore.
he encouraged James to interest in her? That's nice. but I'm so busy and so has she.
Visibly cluttered, he takes a moment to compose himself.
Thanks for telling me, Stephanie. I'm not sure I have time to pursue anything or anyone else right now.
You take another look at the clutter on the table. James, I know the papers and a big responsibility, but I really don't see how this is be enough to keep you in the library at night on a weekend. There are some more going on here. Jim sighs, then opens up his laptop and turns slightly towards you. You give a document in front of you a quick scan. Oh, this is the novel about terminal ill patient and nurse who's falling for her. You've been working on it.
I'm still in the planning stage. I'm I'm just trying to get down and think. I can think of the hope that will kick off of a burst inspiration.
But so far, no real luck. James, you just gotta dive in. Or maybe you should write something else. Or don't give up yet. It's there anything you're not. It's a quitter. I believe in you.
Thanks, Stephanie.
He rubbed his hand over his face, letting out all the glow.
It's just that I want to get somewhere with this idea. I want it to be published as a real book this time.
Okay,
I guess part of me is scared that we'll put all this work into it and things will go horribly wrong again, like they did in Hollywood.
you put a hand on James' back. Look, you need to take a break. You've been here all night. You're stuck in a rut.
Oh shoot, I just remembered. I told Teddy I'll treat him to a breakfast this morning.
Perfect. Just the breather for you need.
But I haven't seen or heard from him since last night.
Okay, I'll help you. James, we'll find him.
How? He could be anywhere by now. I think the sleep deprivation is getting to you. Remember how cell phones were invented in the 70s?
You pull James out of his seat with one hand, and with the other, you whip out your phone and find off and text Teddy. The library is no place to start for your weekend, and vending machine snacks aren't the proper breakfast. We're getting some real eat. James scrambles to pack up his belongings before you whisk him out of the library. You and James meet Teddy at the diner near campus. He already sitting at the booth, so you and James slides across from him the leathery red cushions squeaking beneath me.
Sorry we're late, Teddy. I might have fallen asleep in the library.
No worries, man. No worries, my friend. I was a bit distracted myself. I spent the night with all three sweet girls I met at the party. Her name is Chelsea, and you hook up with Chelsea? Teddy, isn't she with Mary? Or whatever float your boat? You gotta tell what's in the campus. By Manny, do you mean that big guy with the bad attitude? That definitely sounds like him. I'm over I'm overheard her and that Manny fellow talking at her party at the party. He was being a real jerk, and she broke up with him on the spot. Poured her drink on me when he wouldn't take no for an answer. He left with his tail between his legs. Okay, sounds good to know that Nanny and Chelsea broke up. Just then, a waitress came over with a tray of filled precociously with a plate of food, which she placed onto the table. I hope you don't mind. I took the liberty of ordering to the whole table.
After a night of living off overpriced vending machine snack, this looks heavenly.
He started scarfing down his burger and Teddy chuckles. James looks at him apologetically and smears of ketchup around his mouth.
I'm sorry, forgetting about breakfast, Teddy. I was trying so hard to work on my novel, and I'm in a creative rut.
A creative rut, James. You've come to just the right person. And that's just why I brought him to you.
Gather round, my friend. The first step to creativity is thinking creatively.
He flashes an encouragement.
You are what you eat, after all.
James, you should dip your chicken in a milkshake or put the fries on your burger. Put some ketchup in your shake. No, probably fries.
What? Why? How could that possibly help me?
It's delicious. You'll fire off all the neurons in your brain, opening up whole new doors of creative possibility before you.
Or you'll just be happy that you ate something so delicious.
You lift up the bun of his burger, lay out fries, and then sets the bun back in place.
Okay, only because I trust you too.
He takes a bite of the burger, and you and Teddy watch him eagerly awaiting his burger. He suddenly sits up straight, smiling excitedly.
I just thought of a great scene for my novel. The patient is sick of hospital food and asks the nurse to smuggle in some fast food. Except she lost most of her appetite during her stay. So They end up playing with their food more than they eat. Are you talking finger feeding with the ketchup? Precisely. It will be silly, hard, light-hearted moments, much needed for both of them.
You help James feel better about writing things. James pulls the napkins out of the dispenser and crayons from the box inside. The kid nodded, then hurriedly began scribbling away.
I need another idea. What should they do after they're done with their food? I feel like the sea needs to fade out on a happy note.
You should decide. They should confess their feelings. James taps her face against his chin thoughtfully, then lowers it back to the napkin.
I think the patient will be the one to do it. Un, 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 unplanned confession. The words coming to her as easily as her smile have all after me. It's frightening for a moment to put her feelings out in the open, but then it feels right. For now, she doesn't need anything more than that. Does the nurse have feelings the same way for her? Of course, this is a happy scene, but I don't want it to be dramatic. The hospital room smells like pasture trees and is warm from the sunlight slanting in through the window. The beeps of chimes of the hospital equipment get lost under the sound of their conversation, stretching along with into vacuum.
He sets the crayon end down, smiling back.
Thanks, you too. I didn't even realize how much I need to unwind until I unwound.
You grin across the table at Teddy. Best sidekick award to go to us.
I'd say we'll have to come up with a secret psychic shake hands.
So, James, are you feeling better now? You look over to find James with his head back against the seat, snoring lightly. Now, that's a familiar sight. He's worked until he drops. I guess this is normal? Or should we worry? I'm just guessing. Sometimes I can't help getting concerned in the moment. Like when I found him in the library this morning. But I believe in him. I know that at the end of the day, he'll be okay. He put a good head on his shoulder.
And enough determination to lead a small army. He's going to do great things in life. I don't think I've had the chance to say this before, so excuse me for getting sentimental for a moment. Thank you for taking good care of my friend. Not that I'm really one word, but now I cannot worry about him with a clear conscience.
Oh, it's no big deal. James is a huge part of my life. I couldn't imagine without him.
And I can tell it feels the same way about you. Alright, enough sappiness. Looks like I'm going to be driving us all home.
Teddy paced up a bench and then helps a sleepy James walk to Teddy's car. You climb in the back while Teddy gets in behind the wheel and takes you home. Yeah, at least you, you help a friend in a long run. A few days later, you sit on the couch doing your homework when a knock on the door startled you. You find Zig on the porch, a newspaper in his hand. Well, looks the cat dragon. You usher him inside and takes a seat together on the couch. So, what to do? I owe you this pleasant surprise.
I picked up the latest edition of the Dreams. I wanted to thank you for what you wrote about me. Actually, the whole paper was really good this week. I did really read the piece about this neighborhood.
He handed the newspaper and glanced at the front page. Housing development falling through the neighborhood of Reyna. Yeah. Oh, Reyna article. I can't wait to read this. It looks like the developers wanted to put more than just a simple strip mall.
Yeah, it's a real bummer and also not the reason I'm here.
Zig takes a newspaper and flips a few pages until you're looking at the editorial you wrote about him.
Stephanie, I don't even know what to say. This was such a great piece, and I'm not just saying that because about me.
Though you've got to admit that it paints a flatter and accurate portrait of you.
Well, obviously, I had a master reporter asking me all the right questions, but this is about more than about me. You showed how important this scholarship is and how beneficial it's been so far. I mean, maybe will maybe this will help next generation of scholarship recipients.
I hope it will, and I'm really glad you enjoyed it. Sig, have you come a long way since I first met you? I hope you show your family this article.
Oh, Sophie has been haunting me about it ever since I told her about were interviewing me for the paper.
So she's obviously want to document your rise to stardom. You know, she's actually said something eerie similar to that. Don't tell me two have been talking on the phone. We haven't been talking, if but if we're parroting each other words, maybe we should start.
I sent my mom the online article, and she was the most excited I've heard since I told her I got into college. I think she's about ready to adopt you.
You laugh loudly. I think I'll stick on my own parents for now, but definitely keep her offer in mind.
Thanks to this article, I feel more connected to Hartford. So that's not something I thought I would be saying a year ago.
You help Zig feel better about fitting in. There's a noise at the stairwell. Chris comes slowly down the stair, face blank. Oh, Chris, is everything alright? Chris turns his head and if he's noticed you. Then he wanders over to the living room and drops down at the end of the couch.
You okay, man? You look all out of it.
I just got an email. The nightly news made it to the national championship.
Chris, are you serious? That's awesome, dude.
Congratulations to you both. You lean over and kiss, giving his head a quick squeeze. You must be excited, terrified, surprised.
What? Didn't you think we could do it? Way to make a backhanded compliment, Stephanie.
That's not what I meant. I just seems like the team has been a little strangely lately.
Stephanie's right, Jake. It's honestly a miracle we've made it this far. All the drama on this team isn't going to go away just because we've got a big break like this. If anything, I feel like tension are only going to be running higher. We're this close to falling apart. I swear, if one more thing happens, the team is going to implode. He sighs heavily and rubs his eyes.
Chris, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I heard Manny and his girlfriend broke up.
Great, what? Just what I need right now.
Yeah, that means he's gonna be more pissed off and be more impossible during the practice.
Sounds like a progress to me. He was treating that girl like garbage anyway. Except now he's going to be more on the edge than ever. Which is why I need you to be on your best behavior with him, Zig. Me? Chris? I am the one who behaving if you want. I know, that's my point. Manny, a wild card, but I trust you to be the bigger person. Try to be nice to him, if you can, at least until we get through the championship. Uh,
You should listen. You should listen to Chris say, not give any free pass. Just kick Manny off the team.
that's not a good way. The guy's having a hard time, but right now he's going terrible because he just broke off with his girlfriend. I wonder, number one or number two? Maybe number two?
I know Manny is insufferable, but you're not doing this for him. You're doing it for Chris, for yourself, and the rest of the team.
I, j- I just don't see how this is my responsibility. He's always been the one to provoke me. Look, I'll do my best to keep you guys at arm's length, but
Your conversation is cut short as the doorbell rings.
we're expecting anyone else this late?
I'll see who it is. You open the door to find Abby crying on the porch. Abby, what happened? Stephanie, I I can't stay in the apartment a second longer. What Abby is upset about? Find in the next chapter of the Sophomore. Anyway, it's been an interesting chapter this chapter that you helped James. You found out the news that through Reyna that the house you're living in is the one only preventing the D&D developer from demolishing the whole neighborhood into something else that's not sentimental. And of course, and about lastly, it's good that Chris and the team made it to the championship game. But since you just found out today through Teddy that uh, Chelsea just broke off with Manny, so that means he's gonna be a big problem during the team. Ever since he's having that attitude, and now we'll see how it goes about having a relationship problem between Tyler and Abby. So I guess you'll have to find out to help Abby to sort out the problems, and if the main character Stephanie gonna help out fixing their problems. Although 2 chapters before this, you have noticed that not just two chapters, that uh, several chapters before, you have noticed that you have the sense that Tyler and Abby is not getting along with each other or avoiding the topic. Anyway, we'll see to find out. Uh, this is all for the weekend. Thanks for watching my video. And by the way, guys, uh, just like this video or make a comment or subscribe to watch more of my videos. Have a nice day, guys.